Hi, guys. Welcome to the Cozy Reverie podcast. My name's Trisha, and today we will be enjoying some music. I don't know if you can hear the thunder, but it is a rainy day. I had the day off and went to the fair, which was extremely rainy and stormy, and we still enjoyed it. We still had good food, we still saw family and hung out, but it was cut a little bit short because of the storms and the rain. So I am back home now. I am cozy. My cat is curled up next to me, and we're going to put on some records and review them. These are my five top records for a rainy day or just a cozy fall day. We're coming into the colder season, so if you need some music recommendations for staying in. Okay, we're gonna get started with Men I Trust. Their album Equ Asinus. I never know if I'm pronouncing it right, but there was Equus Asinus and Equus Calibus just released in 2025, and I cannot get enough of Equus Asinus. I went and saw them live, and they actually didn't play any songs from this album, which was really sad, but it is their more acoustic album, and that's why I think it works as such a wonderful, cozy, rainy day album because it is just so cozy. And honestly, I feel like I can regulate my nervous system with this album. It's so calming. Her voice is so gentle, it's almost like a whisper. So the first track on the album is called I Come With Mud. And like every other song on this album, it is acoustic. And it takes its time to warm up before she even gets started singing. There's a nice long intro. And it's one of my favorite songs on the album. It's so warm and comforting and soft. Once we get to the second track on the album, there's actually a little bit of percussion, but it still carries that nice, gentle, soft tone, which continues throughout the album. It's so cohesive. Last but not least, I wanted to share my favorite song on the album, which is Unlike Anything. And again, it's just soft, dreamy vibes. You could easily drift away into a nap with a lit candle. Her voice is simply perfection, and I adore this album. Any Men I Trust is great, but particularly this acoustic album is my favorite. Next on the list, we have Clairo. Her album Charm is another extremely cohesive, calm, chill, relaxing album. The other day, I lit a candle, had just cleaned my room, laid on my bed, and took a nap with my partner, and it was just one of those really perfect moments. This album was playing in the background, and it felt like perfection. Again, the really soft voice really lends to the coziness of these albums. I love a nice, gentle, almost like a half whispering voice. I think we've all familiarized ourselves with Clairo to some degree, whether it's through a TikTok audio or we've all in one way or another heard of Clairo, but I didn't really investigate her album until I bought it, sat down with it, and truly listened to it, which I love about records because they kind of force you to listen to the entire album. And I think one of the biggest parts of building a cozy life is creating these little pockets of safety. And when we hear these voices of softness or acoustics or gentle music, music that isn't overstimulating, it can contribute to the creation of that container of safety in which we feel regulated and able to relax, calm down, tune into, our body, our senses, which can be extremely healing. And I think that's what cozy life is all about.
We carried you in our arms on Independence Day, and now you throw us all aside, yeah, and put us on our way.
Next, I want to take us on a journey back to the 60s. Joan Baez singing Bob Dylan on her album Any Day Now. I think the biggest change here is the voice. Joan Baez has a very strong and confident voice, a very bold voice, which is much different from the albums we're listening to. At the same time, everyone from the 60s just seems to have this uncanny ability to sound kind of like a fairy.
Sad-eyed lady of the lowlands, with the sad-eyed prophets say that no man comes my way.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like gentle and feminine, but also like very confident and strong at the same time. It's this amazing dichotomy, and I'm here for it. I love it.
Sad-eyed lady of the lowlands, with the sad-eyed prophets say that no man comes.
And there's something about listening to music from other eras that totally transports me to another world, especially music from the 60s. I'm just really drawn to that, and folk music, and sung by females specifically. It was a total dream, you guys. Not that I was there for it, but I imagine the process of creating this music must have been just otherworldly. You can see it and you can hear it through the music that comes through. Okay, one more album from the 60s is Judy Collins. It's hard to pick an album, but the fifth album is the one I think I listened to the most. And again, she has this very fluttery, like lots of vibrato, kind of fairy-like ethereal quality to her voice, which just spills out into the music and is very beautiful and interesting, I think.
Vanished from my hand, left me
Judy Collins has a ton of really cool albums, and a lot not just from the 60s. She has spanned multiple decades. So, highly recommend if you want to be transported to a totally different era, totally different world, explore genres from and just music in general from outside of this era. I know we're all familiar with Men I Trust and Clairo and even the next artist I'm about to talk about, probably. But if you expand your world a little bit, it can totally open your mind. I used to be in a folk band, and to be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of folk music until afterwards, and now I'm a huge folk fan. Well, like a pretty decently sized folk fan. I would say if you're looking for kind of a little bit more of an upbeat, diverse album, Judy Collins' fifth album is going to give you a little bit more of a joyful, like, maybe this is going to put a little pep in your step, great for a day of cleaning or creating art, or like when you kind of want to get going and need a little fuel. Last but not least, I want to take you on a journey with the first album I ever purchased. I should specify first record album. Definitely had CDs before and tapes, back in the day, but now that records are a thing again, this was the first record I bought, and it's Titanic Rising by Weyes Blood, I believe is how you pronounce it, Weyes Blood. Fantastic artist. Again, soft voice. I feel like this music is a little bit more made to be sounding like kind of epic, if you will, and a bigger, more bombastic sound than like, Clairo or Men I Trust. This album really takes me places. I really wish she would go on tour because I feel like I need to see her live. It's definitely on my bucket list. I love multiples of her albums, but this one in particular just has a chokehold on me, I think, because it just has so many bangers on it. I feel like this album is almost the culmination of all of the albums that we've talked about today. It's gentle, it's soft, but it's got percussion, and her voice is actually pretty strong at times. Like she can belt in like this reserved way. I don't know how to describe that exactly, but it's fantastic. It is ethereal. It is phenomenal. I will link all of the albums or list them in the description below. This will be a YouTube only episode because I don't want to get taken off of Spotify, but this was a really fun episode to record, and I will leave you with one of the best songs I have ever heard in my life. Weyes Blood, Movies.